Hey guys, welcome back. Got a confession to make. I got so much that I wanted to get done today. Time's ticking against me. The sun's starting to go down a little bit, but yeah, calling me guilty. Basically, what we're doing today is we're cutting the slats that's going to actually hold my bins. So this is what the slat will look like. It's a 1x1. And I went to Home Depot and I searched high and low on different things that I could use. And this 5/4 board that they use for decking on porches and stuff was about the best thing that I could come up with. It's an inch thick, which is what I wanted because that's the lip of the bin, and 8 foot long, which will give me very little waste. As a matter of fact, after one board's cut, that's all I get out of it is just a 1/2 inch piece, and that's not going to be wasted. I'll use it for something. But anyway, what I do is I take just a regular sheetrock screw, 2 inch, and I'll sink one real close to the edge because I know I've got a 1/2 inch of play there and my blade won't hit it. And then I've got my rip fence set up on the saw, measured out to 1 inch from the blade cut, and then that way I can keep it straight, and all I gotta do is keep right on going. So anyway, let me get all these here cut up and cut into lengths. The wood's a little bit wet, but I got some pretty straight stuff, and as you can see, there's very few knots in it, which pleases me. Knots are always a weak spot. So let me get this all done and I'll get back with you on the next step. Thanks. Okay guys, I got first couple pieces cut to the width that I want to cut, and what I'm going to do, I'll get those screwed together. But basically all I'm going to use is 2.5 inch screws, and I'll screw into it. They should countersink just a little bit, so in case I wanted to use them elsewhere, I didn't get 3. Normally I would use 3, but we're going to get this here screwed together. This is going to be the basis of the rack itself, and then there'll be another one for the back wall, and then I'll start putting slats in to hold the trays. Now I'm only spacing this 19 3/4 of an inch, and that's going to be pretty close to the exact measurement of the bin itself, because on my slats I don't want a real wide slat, because then the tray was going to be riding on that wide track, and then the weight will also bend the plastic. So don't know how heavy these are going to be. I've got the smaller bins. They only measure 5 inches in depth by I think it's 22 inches long. So what I'm going to do is, my 2x4s are spaced out to exactly 19 3/4 inches. That's going to put the edge of my bin right up against the 2x4s. So when it rides in, it's actually going to squeeze it together just a little bit to keep it from spreading out. And then if I got it figured right, I'm going to keep it really compact. I should get, what is it? These are just common studs, so that's 96 inches. I should be able to get 13 bins in one of these rows. So I'm stretched for space, so I want to cram them in there. Might be a little bit extra work, you know, having to pull each one out to do watering and feeding, but that's okay. Okay, so let me get this screwed together and we'll move on to the next step. Thanks. Okay, so I got this first section screwed together, and these are the mixing trays that I was talking about. I don't know if you can see that or not. Just standard mixing tray. And what they mean by mortar tray is this is what bricklayers use to put their mud in, and they can lay their bricks. So what I wanted to do is double check myself to make sure I'm not too tight. And it looks like I'm going to accomplish exactly what I set out to do. It's going to be not real tight, But when the weight hits it and these little things start to bend out, can you see that? Because that's what they're going to do when they get weight to them. They're going to bend out. Now when they start to bend out, they're going to hit this 2x4. So, okay, section 1 done. We'll move on to section 2. So, if I took my pan and put it here, as you can see, it's going to come right to the edge. Okay? So, this all works out right. This thing's going to ride real nice. I've got everything set up. What I'm going to be doing is using my air gun. This is just a smaller finishing gun. It'll shoot brads all the way up to 3-inch finishing nails. And I'm going to be using a 2-inch nail. And I've seen this on many videos when people are building stuff. They call this a 1x3. This is actually a 2x4. And let me get my tape measure, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to knock down some of the noise. In the old days when they build houses, we're going way back, but everything was made from 2x4. I mean, we just didn't understand the strength of wood. Okay, so as time has progressed and they understand more about the strength of wood, and not only the volume, the sheer volume that we use, they started cutting back. So if you look, I'll make it where you can see it. These are 1.5 inches, and this is a standard 2x4, what they build houses out of, by 3.5. But it's still called a 2x4. So anyway, what I'm going to do, okay, so I've got my 2x4 down here as my brace, my cross member to help support the squareness and so I don't wobble too much. I want my bottom pan to be able to clear this board. So as you can see, all I did was take a scrap piece of 2x4, and then this here board, scrap piece, that's a 1/2 inch. So that's going to give me a 1/2 inch clearing. And then what I did is I put my bend down so I'd know exactly where the top of that was and drew my line. Okay, that's where this is going to go. And then I'll do the same thing on the other end. I'm using my little 2-foot level to make sure that they're level across, get a nice good job on that. So yeah, I'm getting ready to start nailing these up, and I'll get back with you in just a few. Okay guys, take my phone with me. I got just all my things in. This was supposed to be 3 sections, but as you can see, there's still a bunch of storage there, so I'm going to clean it out. But I wanted to go on and get this thing painted up, but this wood, pressure treated, that I'm using, I bought, it was a fresh shipment, new shipment of lumber that came in, and it is just really wet. So I'm not going to paint it up right now. I'm going to let it dry out for a couple more days. It's already been 2. I've been delayed because of family that came in from Chicago, got to see the grandbabies. But as you can see, it's going to work out nicely. Okay, so until next time, I'll get let this wood dry out a little bit and get it painted on. Give me some bins put in there, and I'll show you the end product. Thanks for watching.